So we are going to do like this, eh? Put the one.
The time has come. We have a choice today. A choice for growth, a choice for hope, a choice for a better economy, a better future. Money in our pockets. Never in Dalama Foundation. In none of the understands what we do. Jobs, affordable living, and the opportunity for every Uganda. Not just a few. Definitely is not promising miracles. It is a plan to fix the economy and put money in your pocket. Ugandans from all walks of life.
With a son like this, I will introduce. Okay. I will introduce and this gentleman will translate. But we shall introduce them all, our leaders. It's very important for our mission. Yes. The local leaders, they are here. Then the president will speak. One person will translate. And the translation will allow first of all the president to speak.
You have what to write?
You write. You have something to write.
I can give you paper, but
well, there's also a good person there can write here. Take note of the points.
Does Ola know this language?
Alura.
I do. I can understand.
Alura, actually.
But why can the one who's going to translate with the
you write here. You also write. You have you work.
Like this. Yes, please. Good evening, how are you?
Final brings us 28 minutes to the top of the hour of 9 on this beautiful Sunday, the 16th of November 2025, live on the mighty airwave of 100.2 Packwach FM right here. My name is Tweet Kizito. I'm right here in the studios, as we've been telling you time and again. We'll be having guests from FDC Forum for Democratic Change right in the studios. And this show is going to be taking 2 solid hours.
Let me finish radio. I'm on radio.
Nia chako sawa leo wamedoku welu mu aikudi forum political party la shamba ya kata kini wamedoku ba sawa leo hili faka sawa leo mazo wamedoku hili make studio abitingo karmeni abimio ni welu mega mawatiko di studio KD magibinyo tulingi team leader yoke jamigi watie kudoka KD wabimio nyingi kudana na mtoto
Yes. Thank you very much, my dear brother, our host for tonight's talk show. I thank you very much for this opportunity. I am called Honorable Fungaro Kaps Hassan, Deputy President of the FDC from Northern Uganda. I am also the parliamentary candidate on FDC ticket for Obongi constituency 2026-2031. I am indeed the team leader, the coordinator of the team here in this campaign in West Nigeria. I would like to first of all introduce the candidates who are, the guests who are here, the people who have come with us, and then after that I'll give a brief background of the program before I invite our President, His Excellency Nathan Nandala Mafabi, to speak.
Afoyo Danusheke, ma utika winjwa ya mokawone ni Packwach FM, kunyega lunga Oshaki Robert, atie Chairman FDC Packwach Town Council.
Afoyo kunyinga utio Chan Gilbert, ma atie District Chairperson FDC Packwach. Ajolo welmwa President Miwe Chukuru Foyo.
Thank you, listeners. My name is Ola Samuel. I'm the FDC parliamentary candidate for Noya County. For Noya County.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
In Noya District.
Yes, Noya District. Thank you so much.
Apoyo uncheke nyingo bedu paga Gloria ved nyatin me West Nile jolu win.
Okay, thank you. This journey started on the 10th of November from Germany, and that's when we entered West Nile with our president. 11th, we came to Bongi, covered Obongi and Moyo district. 12th, we covered the Yumbe and Koboko district. We covered the Mariokolo and the Terego on the 13th. Maracha and Arua district on the 14th. Arua city yesterday on the 15th. And today, the 16th of November 2025, we are in Packwach. Before we came here, we started our journey from Zombo and passed through Nebe. And now we are in Packwach. Throughout these districts of West Nile and in the city of Arua, we interacted with a number of people. We had public rallies in different places. People came and welcomed us with a lot of morale, with a lot of support in all these places. Some of you watched our programs on TV, on social media. We also had radio talk shows in different places, including in Moyo, where we had radio parties, in Ajumani first, then in Moyo, in Koboko, in Arua. Now we are here. I would like to say thank you, all of you who have come and participated in the meetings that we held, and I will add more as we are here.
Wafoyo maeni uwespa Honorable Fungaro ma ushungu pi Laracom Nibiru MP Mirabongi constituency. Ewe sukamae nyaya program ini ushakare ini do apar Nibiru mera para share ini I oruma ini elifare kupira ria beach ini. Ewa ushakare ya Jumani iyo Bongi izo Iyumbe Mariokolo Marasa Arua Terego Zombo district tineni Packwach district tineni ewacho iwotuma eni tima tar lembe Marasa kesha peye etie kugenu gen madit kum wel dano ma gibedo ka nomo uberigonga kesha man jolo tima ber efoyo.
However, we had the challenges along the routes we followed, challenges of bad roads, which made us to lose time. For that matter, I would like to apologize for the people on behalf of my team that we arrived late in Packwach here. We were not able to interact with a large number of people because we arrived late really. And we talked to a few people there in the town of Packwach. It was already getting dark, and we told people all along that we shall be already here. President Nandal Mahali will be speaking on the radio, and I believe right now there are many people who are tuned because we informed them that there is going to be a radio talk show, and this is the time for the talk show.
Ewa sukabaye, eli honorable Fongaro, eli wesi mapare. Ewa sunyaya, nikom yuwana yu mungu de marash, oketu, di late Packwach, iruke rash pawanga yu, magi yu bungo, oketu late, oketu dana mi Packwach gwesi kogi, ma akesango, ba dana moko ubedu tiye, ngam na udohu shiru. Dogete kugero gema dit, nyaya, isa maga wone dano, obeda yika, pili winju, dualma president na tan nandala mafabi, obe weshu, efo luar makwe.
There are also places where we are not able to reach because of the difficulties of managing the time vis-a-vis the bad roads. We were expected to reach places like Panyamur here in Packwach. We have a very strong base, a very strong support. We stand with the people of Panyamur because of the suffering they have been going through on the shores and on the waters of Lake Albert, on the River Nile. Therefore, we would like to speak to the people of Panyamur wholeheartedly here that we stand with you. Time may allow, if time can allow us, we shall still arrange another day where we can come and speak to you on another day. But for now, we hope you will be able to listen to us here on the radio.
Ewa sumape makwe, ewa sunyaya, nikum wana yungarash, uketu ungo ikabedu mashalo Panyamur ke, enke wabene kugeno gen matit makwe, kugenda kibere kugeno gen matit makwe kwenye Panyamur, giche kugeno gen nikum dana me Panyamur, nikum nam malok ne rash, lembe rash nam gijoko, dongu ketu lembe esha nungu maka kokoro ki enka giche kugeno gen sawa buko kokoro mungo biyeko, magibi Panyamur dana Panyamur, ubeda yika pili jolo ge for
tomorrow. Is another day of activities outside West Nile. We are closing the activities of the tour West Nile, which started on the 10th of this month, and it's ending today on the 16th. We started from Adjumani, now we are closing in Packwach. Tomorrow we are going to be in Noya district, particularly in Noya County. That's why we have our candidate for Noya County, Honorable Owara somewhere here with us to prepare the people, to tell the people about the program of tomorrow. Otherwise, I would like to say thank you, all of you, people of West Nile who have been with me as I coordinated this activity. The leaders who are like this one here, the chairman of Packwach Town Council, SBC, the chairman of Packwach District, the chairperson of SBC in all the districts of West Nile. All the people who participated in the coordination and organization of this program, I would like to say thank you.
Ewa sokabaye, nyaya, till any mawe shiredo any, otia jika pa West Nile, ento ni shaku ruono, don giwok kwa West Nile, gishido Noya district. Uketo gibino ko candidate Ashiel, minoya, utia kakeni eni, don shigre iwinji, man efoyo, dano cheke, magi tie tetala, magi neno maber ya FDC President Oshido Itela. Efo wu man ewa to romu be kakare, kende lebe makusha gibidaro.
I would like to stop here, and now I invite our president to speak to us. And in case there is any need to interject, I will do so. Ola will also give us a program for tomorrow after the president has spoken to some day. Then we shall bring him. Moderator, don't forget. Honorable Ola Samuel from Noya will speak about tomorrow's program.
Ewa so endong ejiko kakenu, ento kuworo madrid, emeko kabedu eni, ibong president Mameram FDC, Nathan Nandali, Mafabi, ma oshibedu jaratela mamwa ni country mwa Uganda, dongo kumonde par karawep uwinjire dong chikiti, winjire dong endong chake nyike, ngala matar dong ene eni ofoyo.
Thank you. My moderator, thank you so much. I want to thank first of all Packwach FM for giving us an opportunity to be on this radio this evening. I also want to thank you, the moderator, for being there to moderate us. I never got your name well. You said what?
My name is Glenn Kizito.
Kizito. Yes. Mr. Kizito. The Kizito is one of the matters. Mr. Mata who are here. Also want to thank my team, including my leader, Caps Fungaro, for leading us. As he said, we started on 10th. We are with him. He has looked after us well. We have been everywhere, and everybody has been there for us. We thank you for the welcome we have had in West Nile. Of course, despite we coming late everywhere, we thank everybody who was there. Even if we come late, we'll get people waiting for us. We'll get people on the West Standing. Thank you so much. I want to thank people of West Nile for all this warm welcome. Also, we want to say, as a team, we are grateful to our team members. They have worked hard. We want to apologize for any shortcoming to anything in the place we're being. And I take full responsibility for that because I'm the one leading. But I also want to make a correction. I'm not the party president. These people want me to be sacked. I am I'm just a presidential candidate who is a candidate who was nominated, who is sponsored by Forum for Democratic Change for FDC. Our party president is Engineer Patrick Amriatoboy who is right now going to join us tomorrow. He had to go and do other party work. Also, me, I'm just a Secretary General, but also presidential candidate. What we are doing basically is we're in this election. To begin with, we came to election without hate, without witch hunting. We come here with clean hands. We come here to make our country better because none of us applied to be born in Uganda. And we are here appealing to all Ugandans that we are here with love. We know the problem of this country. We understand it so well. That's why we're in this election. And because we're in the election, we have a contract which we have drawn for the people of Uganda, which we want them to endorse. And that's our manifesto. And our manifesto is very clear. It is telling us what we are going to do. It is under 5 pillars. Pillar number 1, of course, creating employment. Pillar number 2, strategic investment, that's infrastructure and whatever else I'll explain. Pillar number 3 is human capital development, that is education, health. Pillar number 4 is about governance, leadership and governance, what we need in this country, the injustice, how do we deal with it, how do we follow our constitution, the term limits we are telling we must reinstate term limits, we must reinstate age limits. How does the president act? Because the president, if he has a lot of powers, he can become a problem. Yet people there give him his resources to run for the good of the country. Now, pillar number 5 is about special interest groups, which is the youth, the women and the under women. We have talked about the widows, the orphans. We did about the people with disabilities. In fact, they call the people with challenges. The elderly, the veterans, the ex-combatants, the pensioners, how best do we run it. And that's where our manifesto lies on. And it is very clear that it is spelling out the challenges we have and the solutions we have in that. So that's why we're in this campaign. And we believe that if the people of Uganda endorses our manifesto and signs on our contract, and we are ready to be their servants, we are not bosses. We come here as servants, whom we can rely on. We can deliver to the people of Uganda. As stated earlier, my name is Nathan Nandala Mafazu. Of course, I have another one called James. And the Muslims, of course. I'm both a Christian and a Muslim. My other name is Hassan. And I was born in Uganda. I've grown in Uganda. And in my life, I studied from a village school. Before I ended up in Usoga College Mwiri and Makere University, and I moved all over. I am saying I'm trying to mention that to show people that I am not the most bright person in the world. There are our children who are dropping out of school who are more better than me, but have not been given an opportunity. And that's why we come up and say, this country is rich, we should give everybody opportunity to excel. There are those who can excel better than us. Of course, today I got some people who had come here on radio, I think from Cancer. I think they're talking about the program. They're saying, Nandala, we've been longing to meet you. And they were calling me the most bright man in the world. I said, no, I'm just here, but there are people who are living who may not have had a chance, but me have had maybe an opportunity. That's why you're seeing me. Of course, also I come with luck because I've been around on the scene. Many people have seen me. Some said they have seen me on TV. And they have seen me in Parliament. They have seen me, I think, in schools. Today I met my OB in Usoga College in Zombo, in Paida. No, it was before Paida Town. I think I met him in Paida Town. My OB. And he was very excited to see me. And so I come with, I have OBs, I have friends, and as I've moved around, I have a lot of experience I come with. You know, I'm a teacher by profession, so that people have taught. I am a businessman. I have done business. I've traded with all the businessmen. What they go through, I know it. The taxes, the difficult life of how to access capital, to working capital, what they go with when they get loans, and if they fail to get loans and they go and they get money lenders, I know what they go through. I have worked, I've been, as you are aware, I studied, of course, statistics and economics. So I come with knowledge in statistics, knowledge in economics. I know how economies should work, and I've practiced and advised many countries about in economic matters. As you are aware, I worked in the Ministry of Finance for I joined finance in 1988. And I worked there up to 1999 before I went to World Bank. At that time I was at the rank of commissioner. But also my earlier years of my life, I started it in Arua, in Ministry of Finance, Arua branch. So in short, I tell people that I'm also a person from West Nile, so that's why they call me Arua boy. So I know the late Bachu, I know the late Okumuringa. Those are the people I met in my earlier years when I had come to West Nile. So I have those experiences which I come to talk about, and I know the pain what people go through. And as I told you, I come from a village, so I know what villagers go through. I know what my small mothers and the small businesses of my mothers and fathers, my brothers and sisters, they go through in these towns. I understand them very well. And that's why I say it is time we really think about how to solve these problems in this country. As I said, I'm a teacher by profession. I'm also a farmer. I know what farmers go through, the difficulty how to get a market for their produce, the difficulty how to, if they are not in a group, which is called like a farmers a cooperative, they suffer with businesses. And I come with all that experience because I'm also a chairman of a leading cooperative union, the only one surviving, I'm sure, which you must be hearing about with this cooperative union, where I have over 600 farmers, because the societies are 299, the primary societies, but those societies have a minimum of 2,000 members, so that's why I'm saying I am very proud that I lead over 600,000 farmers. And we have fought poverty as we speak now. A kilo of coffee in our area is at over 18,000 shillings. And I know here in West Nile, like in Zombo you came from, and I think here in Nebia and Packwach, there is some Arabic coffee which is grown. I'm told yours go for 14,000. At our store you are losing about 5,000 per kilo, which is very dangerous for a farmer. So I come with that experience that I have been working I worked for World Bank, staff in the financial management sector, and of course I come with knowledge in accounting, in financial management, and these are the things which I dwell all too much. As I speak now, I still provide consultants in World Bank and some government agencies, not here but out there, who take my knowledge every now and then. So those who have accepted to take my knowledge have really improved. I've done a lot of restructuring of central banks. I did participate in restructuring the Central Bank of England, the Central Bank of Kuwait, among others. Why I've mentioned that is because those are now developed economies, whereby I from Uganda, I led a team to deal with that. So with that background, that one of the things I come on the table is that I have knowledge in an area of economy, and I've told you I come from a village. I know the pain where my people in Uganda go through. Now, to add on that, I've been a member of parliament, where I'm still anyway. My term will end in May next year, where I've been a member of parliament for 25 years. So it's 5 consecutive terms. If I went back this term, I would be going to go unopposed. And I told the people of the West that it is time I go and try elsewhere to see if I can go up to serve the people of Uganda. Now, because of that life I've led, I have very many people. I get people, they others call me Nandare in the field, others call me Mafari, others call me Nathan, others call me James, others call me Hassan. So I have friends all over. I have known the country better, and that's why I come with that. Now, we have a manifesto which is in a soft copy. It's on our website, and we have hard copies, and so we're going to leave some copies with you, the people of the radio. You study them, but I know you have gone through for a very good time, and you now need to understand us. But I want to mention a few issues which will be really a reason why you are seeing poverty. We have been here in West Nile. If you are not aware, West Nile is known for coffee in some areas. But the areas earlier on were growing cotton and tobacco. Now, these ones were the major cash crops of this area. Cash crop. Now, if you don't have a cash crop, then you have a food crop. I hope you are getting it. There's one for cash, so when you get cash, you spend it on other items which you need as basic needs at home, buying clothes, having a shelter on yourself. There are those basic things like water and whatever. But if you don't have a cash crop, then you have a food crop. And the food crop is for eating. But also what we have discovered, even the food is not enough in these areas. Now, what happened is what we are dealing with. We used to have what we call district farm institutes. This farm institute were the ones to help farmers. In every district there was a district farm institute. When the NRM government came under President Museveni, the district farm institute was destroyed. Instead of adding one or trying to maintain, they removed them. So they left the farmers at the masses of, I don't know, forces of, I can't, in economics I can't even explain. Because the farmer would go there for advice, would go there for a tractor, he would go there for, if they are livestock, they will go for artificial insemination for the animals. That's how they did it. But now, when you remove it, what happens? Now you hear about extension workers. I don't know where they do the extension. And those ones, why do you have extension worker when you really have a district, where you should have a district farm institute, where the farming institute. One time in Parliament, one MP who is now late, is called John Kazola. He got up and asked in the Parliament, if we close the Ministry of Agriculture, will there be an effect to people of Uganda? It was answered in totality that no, nobody will have a problem with it because it is doing nothing. So that's where we say that a country like an agricultural country like Uganda, to not have a system in agriculture to help their farmers as a problem. So we say we need for cash crops, and these cash crops should be really marketed through cooperative societies. So that's why we come back. We had West Nile Cooperative Union, we had the Madi Cooperative Union, we had West, I think there was West Madi, East Madi, I don't know, Cooperative Union. There was no, I think he's writing. My brother, do you want to do or you're noting down? You want to, you can do, then you can translate once. Yeah, well, that's what we're going to Paga. So we believe that cooperative unions would really have assisted our farmers, and that's how farmers used to live. When we were going to school, that's why I was telling you I got my hobby. People used to come from West Nile, northern Uganda. They were very proud, because they would come with money from cotton, money from tobacco, money from cattle, and they were really very proud people. So that's why we say no, it is time we come back, we go to agriculture, we put money in the cotton, because cotton, everybody needs cotton. Now the schools that were putting have cotton. And because the cotton they are using is not from Uganda, it means the money for clothes which has cotton is taken to another country. And yet we had gineries like Ria spinning mill, we had gineries here, we have African textile mill in Bale, we have now textile mill in Jinja. Those are we had Yogi, Uganda Grey, Garment, something, Yogi, I remember we used to put on your shirts of Yamato those days. From school, we're coming from there. Yamato, I don't know if you had heard about Yamato in our school days. So, bed sheets we were sleeping in there from 9 or 8 a.m., which were warm, and we would use those for 3 years, 4 years without getting torn. And they were warm. Nowadays we're nylon. That's why people are not even having good lives. So, it is important that the West Nile comes back and have cash crops for living. And when they have this cash crop like cotton, like coffee, which is here in Zumbo, and I think maybe like having the tobacco back marketed, it will be better. I want to assure the prices of these things are there. Currently there are 2 growers of cotton and the sorghum in West Nile. That is Moses Ali, General Moses Ali, and the Uganda prisons. So if they had no market, they would not grow them every year. They don't eat them. It means they are sending them as their own, and they are telling people, the world, that this is the only one remaining, so they fetch high price. And our cotton is the best, and it should be the one to help what? Our farmers in other cooperatives. So that's why we come up and say, we bring back cooperatives, we bring back agro-processing, we invest in agriculture, where we put a lot of money in agriculture, 10% of our budget, so that our people can have what to produce and earn money, which is in form of cash crop. They need cash so that they can buy soap, they can buy sugar, they can mention it, the other products, but then also they will be growing food crops for consumption. And now we need to invest more so that they have enough food for themselves first, and also be able to sell some to the neighboring people like Sudan, like Zaire. Now, in that context, we come back with silos, whereby what you have produced cannot be bought, you put in your silos. Somebody will ask, what about tomatoes which perish? No, tomatoes can be preserved. There will be refrigerators, there will be, you have seen fish which works in refrigerators, you have seen tomatoes, in world over, the tomatoes, we export, some people are exporting our tomatoes. How do they reach? Because of refrigerators. So don't get worried, and you'll be given a warehouse receipt which you can go and cash it somewhere and get money. And also in the same context, we're bringing back a cooperative bank, we're bringing back agriculture bank, so that our people will go to those banks to get money and be able to do, either take their children wherever they want, maybe to school, be able to deal with the issue of other products. If I have a warehouse, I can go in the bank and cash it. And we are saying that cooperative bank and agriculture bank will be basically to help cooperators and the farmers. Now, there maybe you have grown a crop and the season is bad, maybe the sun has destroyed it, maybe the rain and whatever, or drought, the insurance company will be there to compensate you. We want to make sure that our farmers are always compensated to avoid them with losses every day. So that one alone is one of the motivators, going to be one of the engines to produce jobs, because there will be everybody who is sure they will go in agriculture, there will be agro-processing, there will be transporters, there will be what. So this is going to create multiple jobs, and we can tell you that this country will eventually have more than enough jobs to deal with our people of Uganda. And we come here to create jobs, and because if you create a job, Ugandans are better. And we are saying we want to create jobs so that everybody has something, and when everybody has a job, you will not see marungi, people eating marungi, you will not see people playing cards, you will not see people drinking this bad alcohol. I see them drinking fake alcohol, which is even a health hazard. We will be able to have better lives, and when you create people with jobs, they will have money to spend, and when they have money to spend, then the demand for goods and services will increase. As the demand for goods and services increase, the tax base is widened. As the tax base is widened, then the country develops. And I want to assure you that because of the widening the tax rates are going to drop. And as the tax drop from 30 to 10, our plan is to make the tax base between 5 to 10% instead of 30. Now, even in that context, we are having to deal with leakage, which I can go ahead to say that we are going to fight corruption without fear of ever. Right now, we have reports which clearly state that our corruption is over 10 trillion per year. We lose over 10 trillion per year. This is going to be stopped, and SNU can only stop that, because you remember when I was Chairman Park, I stopped corruption in this country. But if I was the president, I would have stopped it completely. We arrested people, even the vice president had to go to Ruzira for corruption issues. We got back 1.7 trillion at that time. We got back, that's what we recovered. People paid and whatever. So that shows you that if I'm a president, nobody will take what? Take your public money. And that's why we say I'll stop corruption. And when I stop corruption, that means I'll save over 10 trillion every year. Now, when you save money, it means the money you are saving is from tax. I want to tell Ugandans that as we sit now, the government is collecting money from you. When you buy sugar, you pay 2,300 shillings a kilo. When you buy a bar of soap, you pay 2,400. I want to give you the basics to the few one. When you buy salt, you pay 480 shillings a kilo. When you buy a liter of fuel to put in that motorcycle, in that car, you spend 1,500 on tax. Now, when you sit on the motorcycle, it's not the owner of the motorcycle who is paying. He's carrying you, so you must pay him money for what fuel he has put in to take you there. So in short, he is sitting on, you are paying for that, the tax of the fuel. So that's why you find that transport is too high. That's why you find that goods are too high, because the rates of taxes are too high. But because some of it has to be taken through corruption. Now, if we close that, that means there will be no need of all those big money for stealing. The tax will go down because we have blocked the way. We come with a plan that every village will be given 100 million. You see, this is money to be given as a grant to their village, so that the country can be, you know, when to develop a country, you don't start from up, you start from down. So every year they will get 100 million. In 5 years, you'll have 500 million. Each village, not a parish. Of course, the parish, I'm told they give them 100 million. When I mentioned 100 million, the NRM president, President Museveni, said he is also going to put every parish 200 million. But let me give an example. 200 million at now a parish. How many villages are in a parish? Assuming there are 7. That means 7 times 100 is 700 million. While we are saying 200. So the one of 700 million is far better than the 200 million. And this 200 million of yours which you bring is full of corruption. A man, instead of getting 1 million, he gets 700, 600, 800 because of corruption. For us, how will be directed to that village and everybody will get the money. And I can tell you the villagers will see the money which they will use to generate and get up. Why do we come with those models? all the models which Mzee 7 has brought are basically driving the people of Uganda, closing their eyes. And these are the models he has brought during every election to make sure people don't understand him. He looks as if he's God. But I want to tell you that you, the people of West Nile and those who are listening to us, that the man, when you vote a president, is supposed to be your servant. Now when you have voted the president, you give him power and give him money. And the money is this tax which I've mentioned, which on everything you pay, is the one to use to run the government. And to run the government is supposed to provide services, goods and services to you. Now, if he doesn't do it, you're supposed to hold him accountable. Now, people of Uganda have been pushed in the corner that they have now forgotten to hold the government accountable. They are now beggars. Now, the president of Uganda now, Museveni, has succeeded to make people beggars. Now, instead of them saying, asking him, but we give you our money, 75 trillion every year for in the budget. Where is it? They fear. They are waiting for, what are you going to provide for us? Now even some people have forgotten to ask, when somebody comes, we need water. When you're leaving us without, water, do you know what they mean? They want some 500 shillings, 1,000. That should stop. I want to tell people of Uganda that should stop. You should hold people accountable. It's dangerous for you to ask for money, that you want water, you want sugar, you want ajono, the drinks. That should stop. Ask hard questions. We gave you money, what have you done? So that's why you need now currently to have a president who should come who is accountable. And that's why we're saying President 7 brings programs to our people of Uganda. And this will be, I'll explain to you some of them. When we were going to go to 1996 election, they designed a program called Intandikwa. I don't know if you people remember Intandikwa. Yeah. Intandikwa came in and said, people, and Alexander Mugerwa. I hope those who got it. I have never seen anybody who got Intandikwa. They were given if you got out. After Intandikwa, they brought up to someone, Kurembeka. From Kurembeka, they said, Bonaba Gagaware. From Bonaba Gagaware, they said, prosperity for all. From prosperity for all, they brought yoga. Now from there, they brought Operation Warthog Creation. Then they have brought PDM. None of those programs has ever succeeded, because if it was succeeded, it would have continued. Yoga has succeeded to remove people from poverty. It should be the one to continue. But they have to change every election, give it a new name, so that the one they think is different. So they jump, fighting. Instead of asking, we gave you our money. Where is it? They can't talk about a road. They can't talk about a hospital. They can't talk about education. They are waiting for yoga. They are waiting for PDM. When are you getting it? The moment a government makes people success, when are we getting in yoga or PDM? You know that they have left the core issue to ask. And that's why we're going to explain that you have left your core duties today because they have made you beggars. In that context, you see them coming here to bring things which really lie our people. That's why I'm so very unhappy with President Museveni. He has been around for 40 years. Everybody knows him. He has been appearing in the papers, on radios, on TVs. During COVID, he was the only one who was speaking on TV and the radios. And we don't go to work because we are hoping that he's going to work us. Then we will say, I have extended his 21 days. So we go back, we are looked. How can a person who is known and the COVID showed him that he's the president of Uganda come up with posters, come up with banners, come up with t-shirts, come up with billboards, spending over 1 trillion shillings to paint Packwach town with the posters and the banners? A person who has been around for 40 years. Why doesn't he get this money and give people Packwach or West Nile, the one of banners? Because one billboard is over 10 million. Why don't you get this money? Give these women who are in the markets, give these youth who are running motorcycles on crate, give these small shops, the shops here who are running on so that they are able to do, so that they can improve their welfare. Then they will know that. But that is what we call wastage. Over 1 trillion shilling of public money wasted on somebody who has been around for 40 years. That's being unfair. And now the Ugandans are busy running for a yellow t-shirt with a man with a hat, looking at a billboard which is not by 14th, 15th of no value. Yet that should have been demanding hard questions. Why are you not paying our teachers? Why do we go to hospitals and we don't get what? Medicine. Why are the roads bad? I was told that they said you can't eat a road. I can tell you eat a road. How do you eat a road? If a road is good, you transport your goods, take them to the market, get money, do anything else. You have used the road to eat. Now, but if the road is bad, the cost of transport goes so high until when you want to market anything, it cannot get what you would desire to need. And the person to do that infrastructure is government. So that's why we are saying, no, this is quite unfair for people of Uganda. You need to rethink outside the box and deal with this matter. So I have 3 issues which have been really a problem to my life, and that's why you see me in this campaign. 1, greed. Greed has breeded a lot of problem. That's why you see corruption. That's why you see people wanting to look now. Even those who are supporting UNAM, some of them is because of greed, because they are the one getting the district contracts. They are the ones expecting a job, or they have got jobs. They are the ones who are the only ones who are seeing what something from government. Then you come injustice. Injustice too much, where people really can be, judges have lost direction. Judges are doing political judgments. There are people who are dying in prisons because of lack of justice. Then you talk about poverty. Poverty is really killing our people. In short, you can see our mothers and our fathers, brothers and sisters are running to money lenders. And the money lenders are everywhere now. And I want you tomorrow to check, maybe if you have checked already, who are the money lenders. They come from one region. One region. They come. So did God decide that West Nile should not have somebody with money, so those who should come from another region to lend the money here? Nobody is asking that hard question. And those are the people who steal our public money, the one which is the 10 trillion, then they bring to clean it in the form of money lending. So now they have made our people poor by giving them money at 10%, 20%, 10% a month. So I have asked somebody, you have got 1 million, and the 20% is 200,000. What business will you make to assist you to pay the rent, to transport you, to really run your business, and make 200,000 on top on 1 million, so that you are able? That means you need 500,000 in a month. I have checked my mother who sell oranges here, who sell tomatoes, who sell gonja. They make 1,000 shillings a day. In a month, 25,000. How will you pay 200,000? How will you? So these are things, hard questions, which we are not asking. And that's why we come in this election, that we need to resolve that. And that's why we're talking about bringing the agriculture being invested, creating jobs for the youth, and the that they're able to move ahead. There's a sector which is very important in our lives. That is the motorcycle. It employs over 2 million youth. Over 2 million youth. Now, a motorcycle to reach in Uganda, it is not more than 2 million shillings. Not more than 2 million shillings. Then they will put on tax, they will put on profit, they will put on interest, they will put on their corruption. It comes to 6 million. Now you need to go and get it. Now when you get that one, there will be also more money to be added on. If you have got it on credit. By the time they need to finish it to pay, the money has spent to buy his 4 motorcycles. Yet it employs over 2 million youth. And if we had made it really one of the priorities, it would have been better. Because when a youth has a job, then when he makes money, he will need somebody to work on his farm at home or his small kiosk. So that youth in motorcycle can create another 4 jobs if well facilitated. But unfortunately, we don't facilitate them. So the boy cannot be able to create a job because he's busy running to pay the money lender, to pay the loan. He rides a motorcycle until his trousers is torn. He rides a motorcycle until the jacket, the wind has blown and cut it. When he goes home, the wife asks him, I need food, money for food. He says, alone. I don't have paraffin in the house. Alone. So he becomes alone. Then the wife even also leaves him. And he becomes a bachelor. So our boys are suffering because of that. Even if they don't eat well, they eat what we call a chikamando. Chikamando, I think, is beans and chapat only. With meat, he just smells it. You can't afford it. You can't afford the chicken. So that's why we are saying, no, this must stop. We are saying this sector is very important. Employ 2,000 people, 2 million people. If we give it well, it will employ another 4 people. 1 person, that will be 8 million. So it can employ 10 million indirectly. And that's why we are saying we are going to give them motorcycles at 2 million shillings, and they will pay it over a period of 5 years. That means 400,000 per year. If they want to pay there, that will be 1,100. So that they are able to eat better, they are able to develop their families, they should be able even to live. That small house, that's rented house, buy land, expand, leave a motorcycle, or continue, but come and get a pickup, get a taxi, and we want them also to be in circles so that they are able to do more business. In fact, these are the people who want to give our government contracts. If you have a government contract where you are making a road, they are the ones to supply materials, they are the ones to supply, to be able to come and work, and so that even our roads which are going to be given and all other contracts are done by this use, so that the contracts are not given away to foreigners. We have a plan to give businesses, small businesses, money. These small businesses of our mothers and the fathers, which they are small shops here and whatever, we want to give them money which we call seed capital. If you give those small shops, say 3 million, 5 million, they will go up, and they will not, and they will be exempted from tax, so that they first grow. Now you can only tax when they are up there, and right now they are suffering with small taxes. Yet they are living on money lenders. This is what we must deal with. Give them small capital so that they can spar, and that's how the economy grows. Instead of giving foreigners capital, by the way, these foreigners, the so-called come here without money, they go to our banks, they are exempted from taxes, they are exempted from interest. Even sometimes some of them collapse, the government pays them. You are aware in West Nile so many businesses have collapsed. I'm a businessman, I know what they go through. They try, taxes are too much, business is not favorable, the banks which they have borrowed money becomes too high, and they collapse. There was KKT, it collapsed, a very big one. Even I'm told the Gaga collapsed. Now is limping. I talked to the man, he said, man, I'm finished. But you get him putting on a yellow t-shirt, I said, now if you put on, you're going to limp with it, you have to live an aisle. So these are things we must them. But you see, the Tatoué here was given $240 million. When you remember, you had taken the people's money from South Africa. I don't know, they were taking his hotel. Rocco was given $380 billion. Now, $230 million, we're talking almost $1 trillion was given to one man. But how much does people Western need? Maybe he needs 200 million, maybe he needs half a billion. Maybe those are the companies which should have been supported. They would be better now. They support people from one region and forget people from. I've done research. Which in Western there is no business which has collapsed and has been really looked after. And I can tell you the people of Western who are called businessmen who are suffering, who are trying to say that we want to support NRM. You are suffering it until they will crush you. And the West Nile has suffered wars. The ex-companies have not been compensated. We said this one must be compensated. They have been wars here. They have lost property. They have lost lives. These are people who should have been compensated long ago. And the West Nile, when I was here, was doing well. But now, the West Nile, of course, you can say they will stay me. We are seeing the Tamaka Road. We are seeing the buildings raising up, but at what cost? By now you would be far better. Now, when I come to Tamaka Road, every 1 kilometer they make tarmac road, they still 19 kilometers. 19. That means if this government loved the Ugandans, every road would be finished by even every village. And what is tarmac is only stones, sand, cement, water, and the laborers from Uganda. Very little portion, 5%, is the one which comes from out, which is that black tar, which is for a byproduct of oil. And that one, most countries dump it, they don't want it because it is environmental and it's environmental, what do you call it? Hazard. So they would rather get somebody who can take it. So I can tell you that's how it comes here, and that's what it is called tar. But also we may have, if we want, we can use our cement or lime to make the roads. We don't need to really use it. You know, lime is very good, and lime is from here. Cement is from here. Whatever it is, these machines, the metals, the trucks you see, the rollers here, those are tax exempt, which come and they will not get finished. They will be given, they even take them to other places to deal with, but again, these are foreigners. Now, where is the Ministry of Works, which should have done with this? So that's how we come up and say these are things we need to deal with as much as possible. We need to fix our infrastructure. The roads must be built at a very low cost, and these are very easy to deal with it and to spur growth in the country. The railway which stops at Packwach here, they run, I don't know which gauge by then, now they're saying they're talking of standard gauge. What about the old gauge? What haven't you done it if it is not there? That's why we're saying even that railway would be fixed, and by now the railway would have reached maybe even the Sudan and whatever. And I'm happy we're talking about power now has come to West Nile, but this power is delayed. Here, this country, if we wanted it, would have had this hydropower. But we have capacity to produce thermal power here, geopower here, solar power here. Now, if in 30 years, West Nile has not had power, why then you see it now, you think you have got it? What about what you lost in 39 years? To show that the power was possible here, now we're extending power to what? South Sudan. Now, you're extending power to South Sudan, Obongi doesn't have power. Obongi doesn't have. Majiako doesn't have power. Even the local people don't have power. And if they come to a place, the power is too expensive. The cost of putting power in your home or your business is too high. We come with a plan that we shall have many alternative sources of power, and this power will be put in our houses by government, in your shop by government. That's infrastructure. Your job is only to pay for it when you are used, you have consumed. That will be which has been metered, but not you to pay for an infrastructure which is very expensive, because you have a house of 500,000, but to put power there I need 5 million. Where will I get it? That means I have no power. And when you have power, the cost of destroying the environment goes down. The trees will be saved, life will be better, and we can really develop our country. Today I was seeing somebody that was cutting a fene tree. How do you cut a fene tree? A fene tree has fruits. Somebody was competing. A fene tree was cutting, had 80 fenes, had 80 fruits. If we take that each fene fruit is 5,000, that's the 400,000. But he was cutting a tree which was going to get 150,000 or 200. You forgot that if you had left the fene tree, you would be getting 400,000 per year. But because of lack of money, poverty, he's being forced to destroy a cow which you will be milking tomorrow. So we come with this manifesto to deal with the infrastructure, to deal with the energy, to deal with minerals. Now, like I come here to people of Packwach, we are really having a big problem on the waters. How can you chase a person who God gave them water which has fish? They should be able to fish. Now, if they are supposed to fish, why should you stop them? If you are saying the canoe is not good, give them a better canoe. If you say the fishing net is not good, give them a better fishing net, but not to come and confiscate their nets, confiscate the canoe. You make them look desperate, and yet the water is theirs. It's not yours. UPDF is not the owner of the water. UPDF, you are supposed to provide security. In fact, you are supposed to fight external wars. So why we are saying that no, for us, when we come, The people are near the fish water will have the local beach management committee managed by the local. UPDF will not be there. If there's fishing gear, government will provide you with the right fishing gear, and you're going to fish. And when you fish, you will eat some fish, you will sell some. In fact, if you bring it to Bugisu, where there is coffee, we will give you coffee, and they give us fish. So that will be another method of what? Of trade. By the way, my brother Kristo, the king of Aru, the mother is my sister. So I'm here in Aru, I'm your own. In fact, I'm your mother. No, you know, in our case, they say it's a mother. You know? So I'm here at home, and that's why I'm saying these are things we should deal with. Now, grabbing people's land. The government is supposed, under the constitution of Uganda, you're supposed to protect citizens with their property. Why should somebody grab somebody's land? Well, the government is watching. That means there must be a government which is grabbing, some people in the government which are grabbing. So we want to assure people of West Nile, people of Packwach, that anybody who has his land has been grabbed will be given his land back. That one is an assurance because that was somebody's property. If there are minerals here, you must get royalties. We know that they have discovered 8 people to benefit. Even the cultural institutions are supposed to benefit from these resources. Now, on human development, I want to talk about there, then allow my brother to translate it. We are talking about education, we are talking about health. I want to tell you, recently our teachers were on strike. And they were striking because of disparities in what? Salaries. But let us take an example of an English teacher. English teacher teaches English. The math teacher teaches what? Math. But the math he's teaching, he teaches in what? English. Now that means it's the English teacher who taught the math teacher English so that he's able to teach English and math in what? English. Why would you pay an English teacher little money? Who taught a math teacher English to teach math in what? English. And you pay that one whom they taught more money. That is being unfair, and that shows that this country has a problem with leadership. Now, there was a strike of teachers. They never taught. Now, while they were not teaching in government schools, private schools they were what? Teaching. Now, when the exams came of PLA, O-level, advanced, USE, of course, USE, USC, is it what? Uganda Advanced, so yeah, USC. You remember the exams come from UNEP. They were not differentiating between those from government and the private. It's one what? One exam. So those who were in the private were studying. Those who were in the government were not what? Studying. Now it means when they do these exams, those who will pass were the ones who were studying, and those who were in the private. Now those of us who are in the government will not pass. And when they fail, when you're checking for the results of Packwach, of Zombo, of Nebi, of Sironko, of Nabududa, you don't look from up. You look from where? Down. So those are the gains that are telling us we should protect. We should be among the last people so that they are gains, while others are up, while they are down here. So what am I saying here? Is that for us we believe a teacher is what? A teacher. They will be paid good salary. Somebody was saying what's a good salary? Where a teacher is able to have his family live better. Because a teacher can only teach if he has a mind. I'm a teacher, I told you I'm a mind. So I'm telling no teacher to support me. You cannot prepare a scheme of work when your mind is not what? Settled. You cannot mark papers, exams, or even homework of students or people when your head is not working. You need to have a head which is okay. And that's what we're saying. A teacher should be paid well, and they paid all other arts or science, they are teachers. They should be paid same money, well at the same level. They should have their children studying for free from primary up to university, and they will have houses to stay in. Now, research has shown that every 10 children who join primary 1, 2 only reach P7. That means 8 drop out. So 80% is drop out. It is because of teaching, but we will have solved teaching. But also the other one is hunger. They have no food at all, so at school. So the children also eat food at what? At school. Now the government will take care that the children eat food at school. Now the people will supply food, like our mothers who sell food in the markets will be the ones supply the government food at schools, and they will be paid on time so that they can also produce food and take to schools and they get money, so that the economy grows because they will produce and there will be a robber market from government. I want to assure people that the biggest consumer of goods from the raw materials and whatever is government. They will consume the food, they will consume your images so that they are paid for, and that's why we're saying even civil servants will be well paid, but they must work. Not this one waiting for a quarterly release and run away. The second one is health. Now health, we are saying we are going to make sure all referral hospitals like Arua, Guru, Lira, Mbare, whatever, become national hospitals. So that when you fall sick, you don't have to go to Mulago. You don't. Now the all elephant falls will become referral hospitals. But I want also to emphasize that they will be equipped because we have a lot of money. If we put 10 trillion in hospitals, they will all be functioning, and they will have those equipment so people go to India, go to South Africa, go to UK, go to America. There is no way it was written that good equipment should be in those countries and not in Uganda. It is because of greed and corruption. That's why we don't have them there. So we shall equip our hospitals with all equipment. Nobody will go out of the country. You will have the health workers well paid, and their children studying for free from primary up to university, housed. And I can assure you there will be medicine in hospitals. When I say there will be medicine in hospitals, I heard the President himself saying he's going to arrest those who are selling drugs. Where has he been in 40 years? Why hasn't he done it? And by the way, we put a lot of money in medicine every year, which people just steal, or they're going to bring drugs which have expired, or which are about to expire. And the drugs which are about to expire are given free. Let me give you another example. If there's a drug which a country has, for example, is about to expire, destroying it is more expensive than giving it to another, transporting it to another country. So they will send it to Uganda as a dumping ground. You sit in the hospital, you go there, all the drugs have what? Expired. Or sometimes they give it to private places, and then they change it to these labels. That's why our people are dying because of the expired drugs which are being labeled. So what we are trying to say is that we shall equip them, and when you go there, they will not send you, oh, the scanner is not there, go to another place. No. There will be a scanner. They will be treated. You will never be referred. You will never be referred. You will be treated in the hospital until you get better and you go home. Even this mother who go to produce, they will take go and where produce, they will get all mama chitis there, whatever, and they will be provided food for the children for 6 months, so that by the child starts eating solid food, will have the government working, because the child you have produced is a government what? Government property. Then our pillar about governance and leadership. We are saying we are going to reinstate term limits. We are going to reinstate age limits in our constitution. We shall have a president with powers reduced, so that the president is a worker, is not a boss of Uganda. The current president is the boss of the people of Uganda, and that's why he does things. That's why he can abuse you, he can do anything. That's not acceptable. A president is supposed to be reporting to the wananchi, the one who vote. That's why we're in this election, that lend us your vote. We are your workers, and we can tell you that we can work better for you. We're going to reduce parliament. It's one of the most expensive things. The Muslims are okay. They are going to Muslims. They are the ones who will work on that issue to make sure that we have a small parliament which can function well. Somebody told us in Arua, I even asked quite a question, that the current parliament is no longer a parliament of discussion, it is a parliament for deals. Now, I'm telling him, when you go there, make sure the deal will stop in the parliament. You must work and make sure the parliament is not for deals. Those parliamentarians, if you ask them, you have heard about whatever is happening. The Speaker of Parliament has built a stadium, a football stadium, but we have not, government cannot build it. How can we build a stadium? We're going to have sports facilities at schools. That's why you saw the lady here, Dorcas Ezekiel, came from here. But there are many Dorcases here whom were missing because of the lack of what? Facilities. The justice delayed, justice denied. We are going to make sure that judiciary is a judiciary not providing political jobs or political judgment. It will provide real judgments which are for the people of what? Of Uganda. And we believe that one will go a long way even to do business transactions better. Because there are many of these commercial transactions where people are dealing with determining the justice and whatever. For example, I had a problem. Somebody sold me a property in 2011. And he took me, when we developed it, saw it being developed, he took me to court that he never sold me. It took, from 2016, the ruling was done in 2025. Now, imagine you have put the investment there, whatever. That's one of the things which really hurt me. Now, I had put investment there. When he came, we were about to do tied business money for 8 years. By the time, in fact, 9 years, when the ruling was done, you have tied somebody's money. That's why I feel bad about it. 9 years. Even when they were compensating me, I won the case. They said I should be given 300 million plus court work and whatever. But what I've lost, if you say you put 2 billion shillings, if I had put my money in the bank, and if you have borrowed money, you're paying interest on it, it doesn't carry where it is. So commercial transactions must be commercial. Why do you delay? Because if the judges are few or they are tired, they must have judges who come and they work and they move on. I just brought that as for purposes of illustrating how judgments are really delayed and causes problem. Then we have the pillar 5, which talks about the youth. We have talked about youth will have jobs. The PWs will have their training institutions. They will also have where to do their business so that they produce. The women, the widows, they will be treated, because the widows suffer a lot with orphans. This will have a project for them so that they can also have a decent life to live so that they enjoy their country. Now the elderly, we are saying the elderly. Our people who are 65 years plus will be paid 60,000 shillings per month until they go and meet their what? Their creator. The ex-combatants will be compensated. The pensioners should be paid on time and they will be given to lead a better life. So we come with a plan to compensate everybody who lost property, and we are the owner and we have a good plan of compensation. Now for you people like who lost cattle, I have heard that they are going to give you 5 cows per family. We did numbers, assuming in West Nile there's 1 million people. Those are 5 million cows. I don't know where to get 5 million. You go to Acholi, 1 million. Those are another 5 million. Those are 10 million cows. You go to Lango, 1 million. Those are another 5 million cows. You go to Teso, you have another 5. Those are 20 million cows. Even us in the Bulambo, a portion there for us, we can say maybe 500,000 families. Only about 205,000 families. Another 1 million cows. So we're talking about 21 million. Even Sabi, it lost also. So maybe those 2 areas could also have another 3 million cows. So 23 million cows, where will you get them? If the president was serious, he would have said, here's the money for your cows. But he is not serious, he's lying to you so that when he finishes the elections in January, he will say those are fools, they can stay there. Why doesn't he pay cash? Because there is even a court ruling to compensate ex-combatants. You remember the man who died, the MP from West Nile, from Arua? Abriga. You are aware they had won their case. Now Mother Salu would be helping them. For him is enjoying it because he has been paid euros here. He does it for him, it's comfortable. So you need people like Mozaid to go and fight for ex-combatants. People like Fungaro, people like Collins, people like Onguzili. These are the people who speak, but the others will just keep quiet and allow their people to suffer. But for us, we want to say, you vote me, this is a clear plan, you will be compensated. We don't have cows, you will get your money, and if there is not enough money, you will get what we call a promissory note, a treasury note, so that when you want it, you go to the bank and cash it. The bank will be dealing with the maturity of the treasury bill. This is business. And if I've got a promissory note from government, It's like money. I can discount it, I can keep it, because I'm sure every year, every month, every day, it is earning what? Interest. So these are the things I wanted to speak about, so that our people are better to know that we come with a manifesto which is very clear. With plans how to compensate everybody and to make sure the people of Uganda have money in their pocket. I have talked about myself. I am the one with the knowledge to fix this, because I know poverty, I know economics, I know accountability, I know financial management, and I come from a village, and I come with total experience, because I've given it to so many countries. Tanzania, Kenya, India, Ghana mentioned it, and those who have used it have gone up. Now ours has not done it. Give me the opportunity to be the president so that I implement them. I come with love. Thank you.
Parliament generation Uganda, the people are still independent. I take it and chairperson of the Pastor District, chairperson of the Midtown Council in FDC, the take of any should ticket for any district and get ready for our cards, and then we'll go any negative that any and you go with the law. Let me
afoyo an kunyinga lunga usaki Robert ati chairperson FDC me Packwach district eni adwa ko lek eni wiye kom etie gom ko be gom kom dana ma diwinjo do mondo diwinjo maduong enke waneno nia ya kokoro dana ma diwinjo do mondo ngode gi ko no gom kom eni moko kom wilebele gi moko gi tek kage do kengo ile alur ma meje nam eni afoyo la dit eni shako kulembe pare wacho eni etie president pa FDC ngo eto etie candidates etie jara shungu mushungu mo mito bedo president man etie ku gen monyaya dana besiere bedo president ni le ba pol wacho afoyo Packwach FM pini jole ikabedo ma eni moderator efoye dano ma motie ko otkaka dano ma dum ma nyingi wochirengo ko deni de ko ni balo sawa mande ge yutere eta me foyo juro tera Packwach district magi yen iwe nia ebeda gonya Packwach wa chefo makue kwa kisa pibilo para mugodo late wa cho ebilo late Packwach ni ko mlembe mugodo barestu iwangayo ko kot dogo tie donc dano ko dunay marange dano windi lembe pare I radio eni esa ko wasu nia en etie ngati masindele sindera sungo en tige ber etie ko sing ma ekanongo tekete ma enongo embete foki ni loak donc etie ko gen manya ka di yere e be mio lebe seke ma ber ni dano mi Uganda sikere pare ma dongo ma ebe ka yutu e wasu ko ma tuspare wacho kwan ebineno ko tek ya kwan obedo ulongo percent moko maper Uganda eni karawek awia Uganda eni di kwan agonya tela mai wacho injustice itela wacho berongo apoka patela mako keru wacho kelu bola kaloka Uganda eni donge bineno ko tek ya tela makukelu tela makuda dishi uperi Uganda eni ka emondo en time limit was time limit wacho sawa utie ashika Uganda eni mitimotich urne kuduo ine kunindo ne tekere eromo ende ediweko bana Uganda kuo ungonia erie kedo batre kongi ni ire ekotin ento dano makowor shikere pa awe Uganda power maduong mitish wacho tie gin marash tekere itie ko power maduong iwidano nongo ijara tela magoro we si kom jara tela mutere wa kono ni e waso nya ya wengi te candidate en ke e bedo ko tuero akesha I widano ma eno uti rash e we si kom joro goro e waso joro goro lebe boko pe ber boko pe bageni ni joro goro donc en e bineno ko kisa man ko lembe ba pire te nya ya 4% pa joro goro e shingi joro jumute gini e we si kom jumute gini ya dit o waso ko mai nya ya dana mute gini magi daro magi tie ko oro pira bushe ko chako pira bushe ya beach ni dok malo e bineno nda ya ko bandu koporo sende moko mara musenge li pira bushel dano ni dibe ka bako kara we giwele ko kare moko giwele ko sukare moko o mak sende mi orogi mashalo pensioners dano mage mako pension ginomu magoba moko ikom tish oro megi do ka ge work tish ge mako sende eno e wacho sende eno sa moko e bino tapungo ni kom lembe madakom angonda mi sende uti rash do ge bino ko tek nya teke do ni tie o lo peri pensha o maka kud gi ngonde e bin dire wen e wo kom bakalok ne ta patuge ya dit eri o wo aha aloka no ngedonge shikara iwinji e waso en e bino ku gum kom kot ushuoi man eneno jol pa dano kadok sawa ubur no eneno nya dano tie duom mite do genu gen pare utie nya ya dano eni shalo ge mite e bino tim igi karawek lembe ubur ber I Uganda eni eneno kitema ponja wiate kodo ewe si komponji ewa se nyero kita maponja yate kodo ponji utie gin mayotu ngo ene bedo ot ponji e bedo japonji mane te japonji by profession donc nyero kita maponji te kodo ewa so ngate maka te kene ponju English ponji to ponji wen en ma to ponji enu ginero English kage giponju number ginero English kage ponju science donc ke japonji maponju English o ponju mabel inyero namba nyero science nyero science magilungu chemistry gi physics gi indo kimito wacho indo ko magishuli ulo japonji ni English makune ponji en donc e bina no kotek nya japonji gisholo ge rom karawek lembe ubed ba wa tele ti outline e tembo ti outline mi Uganda eno I oromulwar donc chinge koko da Congo e binna no kokona nyaya pok wen o de maber pok wen o de maber e wacho yarua de tiu ma eno ngore ko ngati ko dana ba duom rua o ya mage kwano ko ge eno ngore ko ge jadit magilo ngo ko murinda e ngere ko shon e shawa ma e bedo katiu e sha donc oketo eneno dana ba duom kade utie nia ka e monde tela dano ma enyo bicha awiya gide duong ko wan mo wesu de wun mun wiza enu de e bine nya kokoro awiya meu usomo school manda e school ma gilo mo nyinge UPEA e school ma tero ngo nyaten tamboko e wa school eni utie e shero awiya penye kada maber ila porne etemo nya isawa ma industrial action obudutie eno oketo awia mi private school gibeka na direko kwan awia mi government school gibedo ka kwan ngo ono do yuta nya kokoro goro utie e school enuge do ngabina na kotek nya e yogo ima eno e wacho poverty gi magilo go poverty shan madanu nongo akesha utie lembe ba kege mioni dano nya ofur ke jara furu be furu o maka kokoro jesa soko obetie soko ke gisayo o maka obedi sawa manda mapin chandicha magi furu cha nyote rengo soko bilisa manda karawet jara fur unong magoba pare emedo ko waso nya insurance utie company ma ke jara fur oro ye nyinge te kene sham pare o nyotere ukunu yo o shekungo insurance bisholo sham enu ma en ebilobo en shallow jaratela madrid ni Uganda e wasi cooperative bank e wasi utie bank pa joro fur bank pa jote dero ma ebine no ko ulebe ba tek ka e modi tela ya bank eni udogu chien itish karawe ukon joro fur sente magide game iye eti sente ma kelo magoba ungo maduong jadi eni uwesu ikom loan magi gamo ipiki no piki mi loan igamo sente igamo loan enu iwel sente ma dip musha ko miliona bushelgi moko ni dok malo en kelo piki i Uganda e shamungo wol sente ma eno kelo piki Uganda ke tie ko miliona rio iramu ka kelo piki na ke tie ko do donc en ke bonde kela e bele no ko tek nyaya e kelo piki di dano o tio ko tish e wel mi miliona rio kara wek dano enu di bed ku income makonyo ge man giramu sholo ko do fees depende abulu loko jokoloka wase jokoloka matendo tendo ma gitie i Uganda eni gitie kanongo profit ongo akesha niko mushoro wele tek inomunia ngati ai kiloka para matendo tendo esiedo ka welo kado esiedo ka welo sabuni nyo esiedo ka welo pe mashalo omo gino inomunia tax no bikoto esha iwie esha boge wele iwel matek iwel mo konyengo enke mandi esiedo kiloka pare enongo sente matede sente eno odok wen iwelo pe no welo sabuni pa shell profit cha osiedo wen uketo ngomwani Uganda obodongo ungo dum en ebineno ulebe matek nyaya wadi kit lok ma eno ge gibedo pe ewasi kom etandi kwa ewaso i uru ebi fasheta kapungwan pira pungwan ya Rusiel election gikelu man chama erse sandicha gibedo wasi kom etandi kwa dibeta wasi kom prosperity for all nya lawen gano wenno emioga ewacho kamalon nya pije ni giwa indikira loka go gikelu dokshien padano i nongolen dom ene bineno na ya pinna ko mono ko kambe bolo dano ubedo pe take kelo pin moko e bikelo pin moko madano mako chunkuri witiangi maber economy ewacho economy tie piny ma ke ti kudo maber go e kero chan donc en chalo jaratela e bineno nya economy di ti kudo maber roko len yatit eno wesi kom jorotela madongo man dane tie president ma ewacho ini president akitie kungiri ish magilo mo grid itie kungiri ish shitela ndong uto eno donge neno nia ngiri ish utie itela maka wone ni ene biru jaratela ma kungiri ish go kara wek Uganda o shed malo dano unombero enu lebe madongo ma eweshi wigi ma anoyo mukende utie shol maromrom pa joponji ewacho shol maromrom pa joponji eno obitendere katare man lok madakom jam sika ewesi kom yeya eburu lokum nam ewacho nam gikosieru dani iye enkere ka imeto salvi ba yei ube madid pira mongo indon ikokel ye madid no ni dano enige wege shako tis kateke peri no ti endon no gire kumno shako dom in ovoide pira mongo inikelu voy matap isis matap we ngati eno shako ko pare kara we kateke ne ovoima ega de muti endon we voimu de voyengo kumno shako kore ento ishero ngati enu esaki zero pakona kesheke kompeni ma boye tekma ini meto sha timbale ni nedi awacho mon wesi koma jadi ede wacho mon ene nyoma len man mon o mako be dano mage gwa security in Uganda eni ogwa kuch tie mon o pila ngom mon beruti awacho en kateke mon tala ni tap mo ni go pe ma ele ka no ni pa du CD ni radio ni ja radio pa CD ade awiji karawek doro chagre ngomo mi Uganda ando ka dia radio do ma chamungo don kuma ebuge lemene gitu pa no ka wisi wigi mangane utie wana yo ma dilwo munya railway line wana yo magar wotie en ketit en o waso ne wana yo eni o sa kare chongi wisi ya wecha eto en teke monde tala edi mi duwe mina nya wana yo eni o ka keni eni taba ka waso lam en de mandi o le ne ko wana yo maraj mo ai zobo o mobi yere le makko awo ni tiere le no go be go ka so pere wana yo you like no be ke tamak en e to pin ma ber ma ko yo dano e wo se le ba pol ma ni le ba dongo na atambo ka mulugi no e wo se le ko mash e wa so mash utienda tuye de yo ni mash utiye kabodo ma pol enke kabodo ma sala e bonge ge ma so orengo enke no mo ni ma oni gitingu ma gitere Sudan to be tabe pojere kwe ya ewuru ya ma still Uganda ma moa dum e bonge sha orengo ni nebi la por ka ma foye no wanga dan mo winju rejere ngeo ne ya ma to peta moko do no pojere nya tira no ma ba plaka di Sudan pojere ka tonu ko ni kenyo iswayo igine igoro simu miponyi ke ya busa miponyi do ke bi gemi telu do ke wa to kamenu ni ama ni ngoma ta dari ni gara ko ndo wen en ke man the president tap e bi ni ama dara wen uno we e wo chi ko ju dongo enu otiat otiat e wo chi ko me de ko mu ko otiat e wa to Packwach district odi uti la por e West Nile eni mo por otiat ma deep magi no referral hospital utiara da madit magi o ye jaratuo to de ho jaya da matino te e wacho ko pan district o dia e do tie ko tay ko pare en natan nandala no fabi bolre ku mo tuite dia o dia madit e biya ko pan district e lu lo ma ko leno e mu ko ba ya dit e tie ko buku pare me ye ma ber ni wes te kenelo kama wiye ye timber shai kama buku elutie ye kadi bonga eke bino abimi ko pene moko ibikwano kom wili shalo dano belutie moko no lembe ne monge o bino tapongo kuma eno adeno ajit ko no wiye matongo na abana jeno bara fo adon ko nyenga
okay from a radio sama dong beruga kesha wati to honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi adara shugo for FDC man the ring of Mommy Uganda channel president wati studio keneni man ke the studio wati to panga Grace deputy secretary general for party man ke wati ko honorable Fungaro Caps the people of Kenedi wateko jadi tushaki Robert batesha pastor pa FDC Papa Star Council amanke wateko jadi Zaid Feruz matemaya manke jadi tushan Gilbert mati aja pastor pa party Papa district kutiko keneni winjo honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi yigonyile barima Paul amanke duke mukende mlembe matidi ko mlembe corruption yoke tamshana akiteba sede tikari kudinga mwami Uganda ba chikubang or trillions apart masede ba eri gibruinyo dikikaru wenye bingi ba aishing dano gibashiri sing chamchana yere matumtum to some of the chairperson ni public accounts committee parliament kecha esha lenye matek mangi gamu trillion ashel kupointa biyo kubuku share esha lenye matek talaga tupone nyanga tupashinge nyoto grouping follow up kule munge wa chemsende muko wajibu mio PDM gibamio parish ashel million dakashel ewa shele ketu village ashel million dakashel million dakashel ko bangu village esa subetiye ko njami kelero bitem ko le matoto man ko le banga ma pol ma jadi ta Nandala Mafabi uwechi wakakeneni so modar robo be yabusi moi eni kana basira biragora abusel ario ade kasa mane do bero nakete shugani gawa simu awe ko win kudi bengi iki kupenji ni mubashidi bo za shungo bibo shindo kade tero na mwami Uganda ese ticket with FDC je kula kakeni the original line mwati yapa Nothing to share. Honorable Nandala Fabi, we're going to be taking some phone calls. I think your people will be writing certain things and we shall translate.
Yeah, before we take the phone call, there's one thing we wanted to, we have a mission.
Okay.
As FDC,
Yes.
we have a mission which says the mission of the Forum for Democratic Change is to work for a socially, economically, and politically transformed Uganda where citizens, men, women, youth, and children live a life of dignity, have access to equal opportunity, and become masters of their own destiny. While we're bringing us, we expect people to have equality, people with dignity, and they must be masters of their own destiny. We feel bad to see Ugandans being beggars in their own country, yet they would be equally treated, jobs should be equally given, contracts should be well given properly, but also they should be economically empowered by her because the country belongs to them.
Okay. Thank you so much. Original protection, Jarashu President FTC Darpineo. Darpineo, Mr. Shaki, it is on it local library. Okay. From okay. So, yeah, obviously, Neo Kare, chairperson the party, Omami district. Chairperson the lead home the champion but chairperson the party FDC quite district again the machine so they were to now I tell you what I could show part of that President moi Uganda Mobo Chitere Amita Wikudu Jofa Ebedo Motoro Iwa Anchala chairperson the district wayo bre Pierre Mugabino the oral for Pura this year Akweyu Ball Quiz Maber program for President moi Utie Matar Wabiwo to Kubang village again manda for Packwach FM ma Dijolowa actually to Roma Pola Creature. Foil. Okay. Former prayer, Amy Chairperson for Party FDC, and one of the district. We will throw a Kelly version of that. The passion with machine detect. After shipping your car, need the lead from the cashier.
Yeah, thank you very much, my people of Greater Packwach. My name is Zaid Kemis. I am the mayor of Arua City Central Division. I've been the former LC chairman. Right now, Packwach people, I am keeping the allure of Awindiri, the greater allures of Awindiri, I'm keeping them. I have come here with the President Nandan Mafabli. I much believe the way I am keeping allures of Awindiri is going to be the same way Nathan Nandala Mafabli is going to keep the people of Uganda. And his mother comes from here. So that is going to be a great achievement. I much believe you are going to give us support. I've been talking with the President in this Aluru sub-region to convey the message that the way we are doing administration under FDC, that will be the same example the President is going to do. He said he's a teacher, he's an economist, he's a CPA, he has a law background. I am also a teacher, I am a CPA, I am a master holder in accounts and finance. So I much believe this is going to be a very great account that we are going to roll. Just the same example that we had shown there. Thank you very much, my brother.
We are lawyers who know the law, not those who guess it.
So the people of Packwach, every time I pass here, I buy nani from those of Mariam. I always pray here in the mosque. The Muslims who are here, I always pray with them. I much believe you are going to give very great support to my party president, because I trust in him. That's why I've conveyed the whole of West Nile with him. Thank you. My brother Hassan has also joined, the greater man of Manisa region, that is the big lion of Obong. Thank you very much.
Big lion of
Obong.
Okay, thank you very much, my brothers and sisters who have listened to the talk show. I have also been following here quietly. I would like to thank you very much for your audience. But my brother here, Honorable Ala Samuel, as I pass over the relay to you, we are going to Noya. The program of Noya, would like you to say something about it. Tomorrow, where are we going? Which place first and which place next until we finish Noya? Over to you, Ola Samuel first.
Thank you, my brothers and sisters from Jonam. My name is Ola Samuel. I'm the FDC flag bearer for Noya County parliamentary race. I love the people of Packwach because we are from the same cultural background. I want to urge my brothers and sisters from Packwach that FDC is there to resolve your outstanding land dispute between the people of Acholi and your people. The land in Obira Parish will be returned to you immediately you give your votes to FDC. I want to promise you, the people of Obira, you will get back your land. We shall do everything possible to resolve your challenges that you're going through. Tomorrow we shall be joining my people of Noya County. We shall have a short stopover at Latoro. After Latoro, we shall have a small stopover at Wianaka. Then we shall proceed to Purongo, then to Oluyo, then to Anaka. After that, we shall have the last stopover in Agum. I bring you greetings from the people of Noya, and they are willing to cooperate with FDC to ensure that your land in Obira, which is in Noya County, is returned to you, because we are one people. And that will only be done through FDC. So kindly give your votes to FDC so that you get back your land. Thank you so much.
You say it in Luapa, I think, so that people can say in local language.
Amor won lutua may Noya, Kiwun may Packwach, Maungele Luo, Amera Nianguni, Wanotik and radio, me Packwach FM. Don't want ni ubol kui weng FDC. Pian FDC a ti party ma bukelu itu kuch. Ma timbe ini ubol kui weng FDC. Pian party ma matiki mire melaku mala FDC. Party mugudori Uganda kan mwa apia rangwen. Endo chano keruo. Utimbe ubol kui ki FDC. Pian la dit me pas de FDC tigeriago dokingit muramo meke la loga afo amateur.
Okay, la dit Samuel Ola no atav nino ileti comme log mi no Obira. Log mi Obira.
Log ma Obira don wan bero wa woro ke log wa tero log kama bo. Pian wano ne unjo mejo na wana chi. Wanu ni jo mame wa me ya chuli mogo guchiara gumaya ngom mamegu wanu ngi unjo na ngom chao biru ngom meu ngom Obira ngom pa jonam ma luen koni chake jonam no ti ngom Obira ikara ma jonam gu bien gu re mon gu bien kami Packwach kan ma jong mier gu do ngom gi ma luen tum a chuli mogo bukwero ni jonam podo chiwa no ni meno logo pa jonam an ki kuma acho warga bod la did minister of state for land ma akelu complaint joma Obira adu wa ko kopi na kan ichabed manyen abichero karwata la did minister Wek wanen kit me konyo dan wa me jona pien wa che. Ichabira rio mukara ngi arwate ki ludira rio me jona ka chien ki loya ma meki I high court me gulu. Abel kami it gitam. Anu ngara chien mudoni ngompa jona I ubira. Mabera mi retam ni wek ngompa jona. So one majal FDC wabiti yu matek me konyu umi wakui wako konyu yok wanjika kwenye kwenye awa warga maana choy kwenye kalu chaden.
Now I want to add that this gentleman of ours here, I've known him for quite a long time. He is a lawyer by profession, a practicing lawyer. You can see this one which he has written here. You can see his address there. And Ola Samuel is a blessing. I've known him throughout my political career, and having him as a leader for Noya will not only be a blessing for Noya people, but also the whole of Northern Uganda. You can see, we need people who see and practice justice and fairness. They live, they sleep, they talk, they do justice and fairness. So Ola is going to lead the team tomorrow with our president, His Excellency Nathan Mafabu in Noya. We people of Northern Uganda must build unity in diversity. Therefore, we must be able to speak to each other and share frankly like this. I thank you very much. I thank you for listening to me. Obongi and Packwach are people of the Nile. We are also called Jonan. We are Jonan means people of the water, people of the river. We are living in the Nile Valley here, so we are one to cooperate with and make sure that we work together. And that this is our common unity platform. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I guess you could use something.
Yeah, that was a good question.
Yes. Okay, you can the machine somewhere. Not yes. The Richard and specifically was to our brother Ola Samuel. We were so appreciative for all the initiative that you took in trying to get back the land of Benin. But I want to say it's not only Obira land, it's not only Obira, but Benin land extends up to Yagopina. So we're trying to find out if you do anything to extend your effort so that the recovery is done. Thank you so much. I think my brother, Patrick, will be in question of answering that in a short while. But we don't see my soup. Line hello.
Oh,
Yes, Niggy.
you want to get
Okay, section, yes. And you? Yes. Okay, I'm not going to 100 situation from the Panam. This was directed to Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi. This other gentleman is calling from within town council. It says the brutality that is being exhibited on water, on the river. And then also the same is being done in the park, where our people going to do fishing and some other activities are being prevailed over by the rangers and the marine people. What are you going to do about that? That is the question that was directed to you. Yes, fellow because you soon. I'd like to say hello. Hello. Yes, Niggy. Hello. Yes, we should have some more better vacation. Hello, for Niggy. What do you believe I go? Okay, pay, man. Alright, give us some money, 100 for not another on five. Okay, oil. Yeah, this other one is from Packwach. We did this week saying just appreciating you and giving me a go ahead and saying people should just move that line of number 5 to take over the government. Okay, line is still on. You drop as a call. And then you see the driver of Sarah there, the career. Line. I have a call. We can bring it. Hello. Yes. Okay, I wonder. I pay right now. My head and watching that from Queen, okay, this was the question again, just saying, to him, there's no president in the country, and I think he's appreciating your move, and the fails, you come in so that the weight of the true president is felt. Thank you, our brother Oda from Parongo. And then also, hello. What's your very care? Niggy? Okay, Mercedes Francis, yes?
antara ukuran kecil yang kadang-kadang kalau ukuran itu juga ini.
Okay, fire. Okay, that you was in the Francis. Just appreciating and saying in case you successfully go through under Bonathan Mafadi and you take over the State House, do not forget them. You get Kukena? Okopar Ahawa Juli. Yeah. Okay, on fire. Okay, this has a concern. This other gentleman of Paris says, he likes so much your move, and this is a future ahead of your presidential race. But however, he says, now that the Electoral Commission, the judicial officials who preside over election petitions, all these were appointed by the president. In case of any election malpractices and maybe rigging of elections, how are you going to handle that? I think the question is very concerned and so supportive to your move. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm
Ram? Okay, Ram could have council, yes.
Yeah, the people with Uganda. And I'm actually telling Uganda, they were giving a few guys in my life. Though we in that end farm, we get a farm and food. The point you now, me answer. You have me answer, a damn God, you put it on me or answer my tapongo. You didn't answer my tapongo. No, you never go there and put you.
Nangaparo ne kepeje direct belo labene ke direct kan ani me shalo la babola
la babola anything man now ni do azina tela era ku de bindi da bring e salo NG di ka mo ko ti no ti no yo di na dire du ko ta ko era era no
okay talo sik bi kum la makene kene ge
di kum di ta
ayo
it might be said that it's a war for the standard 85 now. So the best time and move to war, you know, for the local along.
Shall you move at the parliament?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, hello, Nathan, my family, and this other caller is saying you've been working with the government and you've been serving the parliament for some quite a good period, and you're saying the government is in a sorry state in terms of corruption, legislation like removal of age limit and other things. You've been in the system. Why didn't you object that? He's asking. Okay, but what you're seeing, we're talking to go in some modern official Beroga Kesha. Hello. Hey, ngatitika choko ready Kesha. Hello. Aya, Kacharasu, Kacharasu. Bosco, yes.
Government and one in Uganda, the woody over people that go down on my phone, lay at the government, they kind of who are giving me go to my channel, the big down. So, that's my time to solve. I can't think of you why I made it to look at the work for why it got off. It's out of my community again.
Okay.
Everything one is really from like my every night.
Okay, it was it again.
I see it for the
Obera noya. Kama kaberu pajadi ola Samuel meme waraga parche po mama loenya fere. Okay, okay. Thank you so much, and this has been directed to the presidential candidate, Honorable Nandala Mafabi, and this other gentleman says they have been victims of animal attack and damages on crops and on reserves and sub-counties neighboring the park. We've seen hippopotamus attacking people and killing them, destroying crops, even other wild animals, elephants. What initiative are you going to come up with to save the people? And possibly that has been the last call. Kawani umedisi mama taxi na Jennifer Kweja with radio. Wakikora akadi yokare ni I think I will be giving time to my friend Ola Samuel to answer briefly, and then also finally the presidential candidate James Naka and the Lamafabi. Yes, over to you.
Thank you very much. My party presidential candidate has already clearly dissected the leadership challenges in this country. He basically gave 3 issues. 1 is greed, 2 is injustice, the 3rd one is poverty. So the current system is using poverty as a tool of governance. And FDC, as a political party, is committed to ensuring that people live in dignity. People's property is safeguarded, including land. So I want to assure the people of Jonam, especially those that were having land and are still having land in Obira Parish in Waya, that when they vote FDC into power, they will get back their land. I have already given you a letter which I served the minister with the evidence that that land belongs to the people of Jonam. They have lived there. Actually, my father studied with a gentleman from Jonam. They joined the university in 1969. In 1985, when I was a young man, we came with my father to visit the gentleman. The people of Jonam were there. In Obira, we came with my father. We came in a train during that time. So we are aware that that land belongs to the people of Jonam. So with the good governance of FDC in power, the people of Jonam will get back their land. The other issue is that someone says the land extends up to Yagopino, which I have heard about it. But unfortunately, unlike Obira, where the Jonam are still there, there are some rampant occupation around Yagopino. They are not there at the moment. So the beginning point of fighting for the land should begin from where we have some evidence. But it will also extend there. My party president is very committed. We only beseech or implore the people of Jonam to overwhelmingly vote FDC so that they get justice. Sometimes we fail to get justice because we make wrong choices. So this is what I can say. Secondly, to help my party presidential candidate, we have already started working on the issue of human-wildlife conflict as FDC. Yes. I personally went and met the Minister of Wildlife, Tourism and Heritage. It is no longer called Antiquities. I found their heritage. I met him, I raised these issues. I even went to the extent of telling him that they should stop saying that our people are poachers. Because to say that our people are poachers going to the park to hunt is an insult. Because the people of Ua have failed to manage the park. First of all, we don't know where the boundary of the national park is. Because elephants are wandering all over, destroying crops. Now, if an elephant comes to my garden and destroys my crop, and I am left with no livelihood, then I enter into the park and go and kill a watho, or go and kill any animal to survive. Why would you blame me? Ua has failed to maintain the animals there. They have failed to protect us. So as long as they fail to keep the animals within the boundary of the park, there will be that conflict. So it's important for them to know where the boundary of the park is and keep the animals there. They should erect fences. So the minister, when I told him that, he got out of his office and left me in his office. I didn't know what he was trying to do. I later discovered that he went to get the officer who is in charge of compensation. So when the officer in charge of compensation came, he gave me a book, a regulation regarding compensation, which I have it here. He gave me a book regarding compensation, and he explained to me what our people should be doing. The book is here. It's called Uganda Wildlife Compensation Scheme Regulations. So in other words, he brought that gentleman to try and cool me down and explain to me that they have enough money to compensate people. Only that people have to follow the regulations which are here. And that people are failing to follow those regulations. Because if an elephant destroys your crop, within 48 hours, you must have reported it to the LC and police so that the damage is recorded. Then thereafter, you also go to the production officer of the sub-county to come and make valuation on the destruction. Now, once that valuation is done, they can also come and see with the police. Once the valuation is done, within 5 days, the people, the UA, the game ranging point there, they should take the form within 5 days to Kampala. Then it is from there that now valuation is done and payment is done. That's what they were arguing. But the ultimate solution to the problem of human-wildlife conflict is safeguarding wildlife within the park, which the minister told me that by February next year, they would have fenced the entire park. Even then, that should not stop our people from voting FDC, because we shall expedite the process of resolving human-wildlife conflict. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Ola Samuel, and a gentleman with visible content and legal ingredients combined together. Thank you so much for the very first response. Over to the FDC presidential candidate, Honorable Nathan Mandala.
Thank you so much. I want to start from where I just stopped. I was in Parliament, where a member has also raised the issue about Parliament. I came in Parliament in 2001. I was among the youngest MPs. Of course, I've grown now. Which I must thank God. When I want to say I thank God. I grew up in ranks very fast.
Okay.
Very fast. I joined the government in 1988. By 1998, I was a commissioner. And the next rank was a PS. This issue of directors came later.
Okay.
So by the time I went to World Bank, I think I was about to become a PS. And at that time, PSs were also supposed to be on age until we reach 60.
Okay. There was age limit.
No, 6 years.
Okay.
But now they have changed. They are supposed to be on contract. So on contract, even those who are senator can be invited to work. Now, why am I raising that? That at that time, in Parliament, we approved a loan. A loan face national parks. That's why we're saying this country has corruption. this road was supposed to fence that national park so that that animals can't cross. And all the national parks in this country. The money came from World Bank. What happened is what the issues I'm hearing. That parks, in fact, recently, when I went to Karamoja, I thought Kidepo was fenced. Kumbe it wasn't. And these are issues we're raising, that what happened to the money which was approved. That was in 2000 and I think 4. I was the chairman of national economy. So I'm giving you example that this country needs people who are serious. Even we approved money to do fishing landing sites, whereby they are well modified with fridges and what. We approved at that time, I think, 26 of them from African Government Bank. They tell me there's nothing to do. And they were supposed to have beach management committees, which are for the locals, not UPDF. And now what I want to bring you that we as FDC, we plan to pay these armed forces, the police, the army, the prison very well, it is in our manifesto, have houses and have them, their children also studying for free from primary up to university. The reason is, the anger they are exercising is basically coming from home. He has left his wife, has no food, they are sleeping like Mama Ingia and Paul, their life is so bad. They need to live a dignified life. And that's why they will be rarely able to guard. I am even told that for someone to go and fish, they must pay him 200,000. That also is corruption of ice order. So those are the indexed corruption which is happening in our country. Now, if we deal with that, that means the money we lose because of that type of cheating our people. Because if a man pays you 200,000 to go to the water to fish and doesn't catch fish which is equal to 100, what happens? So those are things we must really deal with. So I want to tell you that the issue of animal, it is us to deal with it. Even if they tell you no time is against us, but we will hand first. And I want to thank Allah. He has raised so many things. Even when we talk of compensation, land must be compensated. Today, I don't know if some of you read an article. Basaja Barab is one of those rich men who remember. You remember the one who got money from Bank of Ghana within 1 day and got over 150 billion and taken. You remember him? Where some ministers were censured that Makubia, Attorney General, and Sahida Bomba. He says to treat his mother outside the country took 6 billion shillings. And he's saying this government has failed, the MPs have failed. You see, how do you, if he treated his mother to 6 billion going out, for him he has money. What about those poor people who don't have what? Money. And that's why he's saying the government has failed. And yet he's a member of Central Executive what? Committee. Now you'll get a chairman of a village here, of a district saying NRM, he has nothing on him, or she has nothing. He's dying, but he wants to say, I'm supporting a system which he cannot treat him, which he cannot help him to get out of poverty. And we're saying we're giving a solution. And we're saying one of the issues is medical choice, but we are going to equip hospitals so that you are treated. Why am I bringing this? Is to understand. Now my brother says, you must go to the LC1 to record. LC1s are paid, is it 120,000 in a year? Okay, let us get it. In a month, that is 10,000. Divided by 30 days, that's about 330 shillings a day. 330. How can a man who can write a letter for a cow to move from here to Kenya be paid? You know, LC1 stamp can move a cow from here to Kampala up to Kenya. He can make your land go. Why don't you pay them well? And that's why I'm coming to my brother. We are saying this one should be paid. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. A minimum of, I think, 300,000 a month, so that he does work. Because even when you call him to come and write a report about your compensation, he will ask you, do you know why people are not going? He will ask you, where is the money first to go there? You know, I'm told their stamps is not a minimum of 10,000. Where does a villager who is living from hand to mouth get 10,000 to give the LC1 to stamp? These are things we must really consider when we are talking about it. And that's why it comes to the brutality of the army on the waters and whatever. This will stop. First of all, the animals will not cross. There will be no brutality because the police and army will not be there. They are supposed to be not watching waters. They are supposed to be guarding our borders. They are supposed to be keeping peace and order. The water will be managed by the beachmen, like the water. Local beachmen management committee, which is for the locals. And the only thing we should enforce, if it is a canoe which is not good, we give you a canoe. If it is the fishing gear which is not good, which I mentioned, will be given. In Bugis we have bamboos, malewa. For us to find, we say, no, we need to eat a malewa, we need firewood. Because we must coexist with the mountain. Because God gave us a mountain. For it to give you what? A river. For us to give us what? A mountain. Those are the struggles of our, and I've told people that please, just have us there. We'll make sure you coexist. You'll enjoy your natural resources. Because you here is a river. For us, we have a mountain is bamboos. There are people now, for you are lucky now, you have even oil. But for us, we have coffee. Our coffee is by day the sweetest. It's called, I'll give you some. I have in my car. Arabic coffee, but with a distinct aroma from yours here, from Zombo and whatever. So that's what, but also I want to thank those who have called. I want to thank those who have said I'm a true president, but I come with experience. And I want to say, if the contract, will I forget the contract? No. I'll give an example. I have been a member of parliament for 5 terms. This is my 5th term. If I never kept a contract, would they have voted me? I hope you have seen. One time there was an election where I even got a bullet in my leg, where I was standing with the minister for presidency. And the people said, no, we have to vote Nandala. So if I wasn't a worker, I wouldn't be there. I'm a chairman of this cooperative union. I was voted in 2018 on 2nd May. Government came and took over the union in 2010 during that election, which was following in 2011. The people said we shall fight. They fought. When they fought for 5 years, I was there. When they said we should be the chairman, they all came and said, Nandala is what? The chairman. And let me tell you, when I came in, the coffee was 1,000 shillings. I should raise the coffee immediately. I told them it should be 8,000. I raised 8,000, 12,000. The farmers were excited. So when they took me out, they took their coffee, they took their money, and made money and paid debts. I was working for them. Social responsibility. That's why I say I'm one of them. So I come with experience. I am not a gambler. I'm not a gambler. Where I've been given, check by record. When I was leaving the Ministry of Finance, the Secretary Treasury never wanted me to leave. When I was leaving Bank of World Bank, you are aware if you ask the President of World Bank, that's why I'm still a member, I still they call on me. So where I have done work, I have been, I'm still a person who is highly regarded that. So when you give me an assignment, I have never failed. So I come with experience. That's why I can tell you that the farmers, like you said, if Nandala leaves, there was a time I never wanted to be a chairman. I said, no, it's time. I said, unless Nandala, you want us to be, you are destroying us, we're going to remove your house. You know, I sleep in the village. So we're going to raise your house down if you are abandoning us, because you are the eyes to us. But that's what I told them. So I come here with those experience and whatever. Now my brother said he's electoral commission, and yes, they are. But I want to quote the president of one of our presidents who retired and died, President Amin. He said, if the referee is biased, you must score a goal whereby even a blind person will say the goal has what? Has entered. So you score until you cut the net. So I'm asking people that please go vote. First of all, go vote. You can only complain about it when you have voted. Go and vote Nandala. Make sure when you vote, get the vote. Because you cannot say Nandala will get the vote at the polling station. Get it and they count. Nandala will got 1,000 here. 1,000 here, 1,000. We total, we have now technology. Now, when they total and we discover we have won, where would they win? We shall say, but these are our results with technology and whatever. And I can tell you we're going to win this election if we all go and vote. Now, you're talking me as a true president. I'll be a true president if you give me the what? The vote. Don't talk about the true president and don't vote. And I want you to mobilize. I'm talking to all of you. I'm requesting you mobilize for me. I can tell you I'm a servant you can rely on. I am a name which has been around. Google it. Do what? It's a name. You see, today I got somebody even here on the radio said, Hey, I've been seeing you on the TV now. I'm happy to see you live and touch your hand. So it looks like I've seen me around. I'm the man you have been seeing around and physically. Today there was a woman I was meeting with me. Said, hey, this is a man we are touching his hand. We see on TV. We hear about him. I'm the one. And they see me on TV and see him talking. I talk for people. All the 25 years I've been talking for people. What? Uganda. I have been fighting those three injustices, which your law has even expanded. Greed, injustice, and poverty. That's why I went to work for the farmers of Giso. My brother said, or you said that I've been in parliament, what have I done, age limit and time? I think go and check the answer. On the age limit, I was taken even to prison in Tororo for 1 week because I was fighting age limit. I was suspended in parliament. You are aware, I remember the woman they suspended. You remember when they came with a gun and I was hit on the head. I was the one who, if you saw the picture, was being hit a chair. Until Sechi Kubo held the chair up, otherwise maybe they would have crushed me. They took me to Kibuli. I came out, that's on the age limit. I had initially been arrested. I was taken to Tororo for 1 week in the prison, slept on cement, because I was against what? Removing age limit. In term limit, you go and check where the people who opposed it up to now, so but we are few. I have been a chairman park. I gave you that we even made prison a vice president to go to prison. I worked for you. So what have I done? I have been there fighting for injustice. I have been fighting for people of Uganda. I've been there, so that's why I'm saying I'm there. And that's why you see me in this election. And I want to tell you that even on this, I want to tell you, maximum number of years if somebody should be in power is 40 years. You remember King David under 1 Chronicles, chapter 29, verse 26, 27, 20. It says King David ruled Israel for 40 years. And King David was the most loved person among all the kings by what? By God. We have 40 as our maximum. King David, the children of Israel roamed in the desert after living in Egypt for 40 what? Yes. Musa went to pray to God to allow him to remove the children of Israel for 40 days. Jesus Christ fasted for 40 days.